Welcome back to No Party with B and J, a show for the sensible thinkers. All right, Brenda, a lot is going on nationally. Nothing more controversial right now than the Jeffrey Epstein Files. There's been a lot that has come out over the last week, specifically a Trump letter that was sent to him for his 50th birthday with the outline of a woman and basically saying that they enjoyed a lot of the same things, signifying that they liked young girls. What do you think is going on here? Who is hiding what, and why are they trying to hide these Epstein files from getting released?
I think we already know Trump is in those files. I mean, he hasn't really hesitated on anything he said. He said you can grab women by the pee. He said that out loud. He said he used to, when he was running the pageants, that he could, because he owned it, he could go in there and look. He's already been convicted, so I don't think he's actually hiding his part, because his base, they already know all of that, and they still picked him to be president, and they still believe what he says. I think he maybe have been paid by some other people to keep those files hidden, and he's got to keep his word. But they're gonna have to swear that one lady in
From Arizona.
Yeah, and once they, it's already over. It's getting ready. If they didn't have it, just swipe them clean. That's another thing you got to worry about. They might then clean them files up.
Well, it's hard to tell. And if another whistleblower or somebody else comes out that's willing to speak the truth, there are a lot of names and a lot of public figures that could be in those files that could come to light.
Well, I tell you what I think is going to happen too, and this is just what I think. I think you're going to start having some Republicans that are going to start kind of blowing the whistle. Because the thing is, they know Trump's probably not, if he can make it this time with his illness, he's declining. They doing AI videos and stuff with him. And you can tell they're AI videos. I think because of the decline and him maybe because of the Epstein files and some criminal charges may happen, I think that some Republicans are going to start flipping, because they want a career after Trump. And I think for them pushing Trump's agenda, a lot of them career is over. You can see Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. She playing that fence. She leaning hard. And she's telling that they don't have a plan that for health care. So, I mean, Obamacare is not the greatest, but it is something. I can see them taking that and building off of that to make it better, but not wanting it just because it says Obama. They ran a poll, and they said, which is better, Obamacare or affordable care? And they said affordable care, not knowing. Nobody said Obamacare, not knowing that those two are the same thing. It just happened to be because it said Obama.
Right.
So, Trump is giving, I'm going to say, people a lot of reason to be racist.
He's giving them a lot of reason,
yeah.
But his bravado and everything he says is racist. So it's a reason, if you're going to follow the president, then you're going to follow his lead. And what he's saying about immigration and about kicking people out of the country is all along those lines.
Yeah, but it's the agenda that he's pushing, because that's what's always been. But the divide is it's the 1% against everybody else. Because let me quote something that Lindsey Graham said. He said, this is what he said. He said, we're killing all the right people that you want us to kill, and we're cutting your taxes. So who would he be talking to? Because our taxes are not being cut, and he's killing what people? And that's that ISIS. They're wanting people to be even rougher than what we've seen.
I mean, we discussed last week about the 1492 and how Columbus came in and took the indigenous people's land. But right now, if everybody was looked at themselves as an immigrant, we would all be getting kicked out of the country. How would that make any of these people feel?
What I'm gonna say is the series that we just gave, it was a lot of education. If you didn't look at that, you need to go back and look at that because it's they want to start this at Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus shouldn't even really have a holiday based on what happened. But that's part of again not letting history be told, not wanting CRT, not the banning of books. All of that stems from the 1492. But Trump wants to go back to the 1800s to pull some laws. They better hope these people don't want to go back. That get in office. That if the Democrats or indigenous people ever get back in office, they better hope they don't want to go back to 1492. Because if they go back to 1492, white people are the immigrants.
Absolutely.
And what if they decide to do what they're doing to them right now? What if ISIS was picking up white people and displacing you from your kids, keeping you somewhere where somebody didn't know? Like I'm saying, they're all excited about saying, yeah, deport these immigrants. But what if that immigrant is you? And because the land was stolen, and we do know that for a fact, what if we go back and make white people immigrants, Justin? I mean,
well, nobody's willing to put themselves in somebody else's shoes and actually look about how it's making them feel with these policies that are putting in place, especially with these ICE raids. It's so scary to everyone.
yeah, truth be told, like even me and you hanging together and we buddy. Back in the day, you would have been hung, buddy.
Been in trouble.
We both probably would have been hung.
Yeah, it's scary to think about, but that's the truth.
Yeah. Because like I say, even when we talk about the NAACP is all colors. It said color. Colors are all colors. So I don't want people to think too when you see that you just think black. It is also for the white people. We want you to feel comfortable too, because that is a color. It is to make sure that women get the same rights as men. Those jobs be paid the same. But the benefits off of that still became more for the white women and less for the blacks. I mean, they're saying they're giving us something and they're not giving anything.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of this stems back to hatred. It stems back to money and power, but it's also people being unwilling to look at both sides. They either want to stay far right or far left, and not enough people are willing to come to the middle and have some independent thought, maybe even an independent party to take the country in a different direction.
Yeah.
Where do you see the country going? Do you see it going independent, especially with all the misinformation that the news outlets are willing to spew one way or the other?
I'm gonna say, like I said before, Democrat. I've always leaned towards the middle, and I think what we need are people rolling in that middle and building up that independent party. Because right now you have some Democrats who think that the Democrats aren't fighting like they should be. Should be running independent. You got some Trumpers that have voted for Trump, maybe all three, and I've heard them say, "Hey, you said you was going to fix this. Here I am. I voted for you all 3 years, and now I'm having a problem with food and healthcare.
Right.
What are you going to do?" So I think you got some people that have voted for him too that may be hating that they did that vote. So what I feel like we need to be doing is we need to be pushing independence. We need to make the correction. You need some people that don't mind being Republican coming to the independent end. You need some Democrats that are willing to come to that independent end, because then we can talk. I mean, I don't have to agree with you every time, but we can find a happy medium, because we got to realize that we all are immigrants. I'm gonna say we all are immigrants, and we're gonna have to pull together in order to get our world back.
Both sides of the table have got to come together and have some independent thoughts and feelings, some empathy to understand each other and see that this country can come together. But the hate and the divide has got to stop. The misinformation from the media outlets, the algorithms that keep pushing so much hate from one side to the other is tearing everybody apart.
Well, we're going to have to take race out of it because the United States, we're full of different cultures. So the first thing is we're going to have to take culture out. The Europeans that came over here, you may have took it and you stole it, but guess what? You brought the immigrants here. You brought the Africans here. You brought us here. Now we're here. Now it's time to work together. It's not your world anymore. And we're going to have to get something that is across the board for everybody. I think it should be so many seats. I think instead of it being a Democrat and Republican, it should be 3. It should be Democrat, Republican, and independent. And then you're going to have to sway those independent voters either your way. They're independent thinkers. So they're going to go for what's best. And that should be the sway of it based on if you can sway that independent thinker.
It's got to be about what's best for the people. Because with this government shutdown, a lot of people are losing their benefits. They're losing their jobs. They're losing complete income, which leads us to homelessness, poverty. A local, Miss Deborah Austin Barr, went in front of the Gallatin City Council last week speaking about homelessness in Sumner County, but it kind of goes all the way across America. Her point being, it's just something they don't want to talk about, even though it hits home.
It's hitting home here real hard, Justin. We have more homeless here than they want to let on that we have here. Because of the housing market and the job market, it's not that people are lazy, they can't afford it. So because they can't afford it, you will find a lot of them in the creek beds. You'll find a lot of them sleeping in Walmart parking lot. It's a lot in the school system.
Right.
To the point, Miss Keisha Ray, she helps out with the school system and help get them. So they're asking, the city is asking for the nonprofit to pick up that slack. Okay, but what we need the city to do, because I have a nonprofit too, it's a lot of nonprofits out here, but what we need the city to do, if you want the nonprofits to pick up the slack, they need grant money.
You've got to help fund some of these nonprofits who are doing so much good, but it seems the ones for color and the ones for the people that have less are not getting the same dollar amounts as some of the nonprofits for whites or for other community events.
You are correct. I'm going to say that too. When it comes to, besides the one that I have, you have Unlimited Potential, and then you have Miss Deborah's, which is the what is it?
Stay Warm Shelter.
The Stay Warm Shelter. That's 3 Black nonprofits. And I'm going to say that those nonprofits get kibbles and bits.
Overlooked even. They're simply overlooked or said that there's not a homeless problem. Well, there obviously is.
Yeah, compared to some of the others who get large amount of grants. I think that those grants, because of this, the city could, I'm going to say, help a little bit better in the guidance of those grants. Because if you want us to pick up that slack, then help us be able to help these people with the grants. We got people in the 5th district. We need some financial literacy classes. They need credit repair. I'm gonna feel if they learn how money operates a lot better, then you're gonna know what to be able to do that with that money. They need to be leaning towards 6 figures if you want the crime rate to come down. You're gonna have to get these people some money. Because of this homeless and because of the city not helping and possibly trying to just move forward for the people that are coming, we need to take care of the people that are already here that help build Gallatin to be to where it is going now. I think they're being overlooked a whole lot.
Overlooked. And when you feel like nobody cares for you, you lose your confidence, you lose your motivation. So if the city can help fund some of these lesser known nonprofits, then it could, boost up the whole economy by boosting up some of these people in poverty who need the most help.
Well, I'm going to say what they are doing. They're helping the people that live here up out of the city because they can't afford it. You got people that's coming here and this is cheap to them, but this ain't cheap to us.
Yeah, the people who've been here.
I'm going to say even my taxes have tripled.
Yeah.
Tripled. Because like I'm living in a $500,000 house when I'm not. But because those houses are coming to the community, it pushes your taxes up.
It's pushing people out the door.
So yeah.
Live the longest.
So when the city is approving condos and those houses, and they're coming over here building, what you don't not realize is in the inner cities of these communities, you got 25,000 possibly the small. Then you got 35. You got 45,000 possibly as the high. And that is still not enough. And, especially when you look around and you don't see anybody of color in these important jobs. You see them in fast food and factory. That's another problem. That's not enough money to get what they need to get. It's not that people are being lazy or any of that. But if I go to work and me going to work, it's going to get me getting less than I'm getting on food stamps and all that. It's a trap.
It's a trap. You can never get your head above water. You can't motivate yourself enough to try to get off the government assistance because that's giving you exactly what you're going to get going and working 40 hours a week at a factory or fast food.
Well, let's say, Justin, I'm on food stamps and I'm on Section 8 and I'm on this. And I go get a job. Soon as I get that job, guess what? I'm going to lose some food stamps. So I'm starting to make the same amount of money, regardless if I'm on the working. And then if I lose my job, I got to go back and apply for all this over again. And then this job is still not going to give me what I need.
And then all the rules are being made by the 1%. That's the other thing. When all the people in political office, locally, nationally, are part of that 1%, they see it from one side and not from the other. They're not bringing everybody to the table. They're not bringing the people in need what they need to better themselves.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about here in Gallatin, they have not switched over the power. Now, we know this is the home of the first organized slave traders. Right here.
Absolutely. It's scary to think about, but it's true.
But they have not relinquished any of that power for the people that helped build this city.
It's the same mindset is still in place that was in place when those slave traders started right here in Gallatin.
It's just repackaged differently. That's all, because Gallatin, racious growing Gallatin is what they call it. And I'm going to say it is growing, but it also depends on who you ask. Now, some people you ask, they going to say it's banging and it's booming. Some people you're going to ask, they're going to say, no, it is not. And those are the people that are in poverty because it's not going for them. They're not getting those contracts. They're not getting it. We got some people here that pour concrete. We got people here that sell and do different things. But for some reason, they're not getting those contracts. And we would like to know why. And if it is a reason why, what do they need to do to be able to pull some of these contracts so that they can work on some of this building that's being built? So maybe they can get on some of these job sites. What is it that they need to do?
Absolutely. It's a lot to think about, but you've got to be bringing people together. It can't be just the right against the left. It's got to be an independent thought, a sensible thinker. And until we have more of those, we're going to be stuck in a rut. So until next time, this has been No Party with B&J.
Talk